Hi, my name is Andy Park. Welcome to this channel. In this video, I'll show you how you can borrow Kindle ebooks and audiobooks for free. This tip is for folks in the US only, and you will need a local library card for you to be able to do this. If you don't yet have a library card, it's easy to apply for one online, so stick around and let me convince you why you'll want to apply. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge that books are worthwhile investments. I have books that I purchased over 20 years ago that I still read and reference today. But here's the reason why I borrow books from the library first. Being able to scan through and try many books without the burden of purchasing them all allows me to discover books that I normally would not have otherwise. I personally read a lot of books on productivity and self-improvement, and I can usually scan through the books quickly, read excerpts from different chapters, and get a pretty good sense of if they're worth reading in full. And for the books that I find particularly instructive, I will purchase them so that I always have them as a reference. With that said, I'm going to show you two different ways to do this, one from a PC, then from a mobile device. Head over to overdrive.com. On the top right corner, select Sign In. Click on Sign In using library card. Enter your library name to search. I'm going to enter New York Public Library. I'll select the first option here. It'll then prompt me for a card number and PIN. If you don't yet have a library card, you can click on the below link where you can apply for a card online. My library card number and PIN are pre-populated from a previous login, so I'm simply going to select Sign In. Now it's suggesting that to get the most out of the experience, I should find my library and also complete my profile. To do that, I'm going to select my profile icon here and choose Save Libraries. Now, if you recall, when we signed in earlier, we had already selected my library, which was the New York Public Library. Well, there are many branches under the New York Public Library, and that's what we're choosing here. I don't recall the name of my branch, so I'm going to type in my zip code to narrow down the search. I think it's this Hudson Park branch, so I'll select it. I'm going to skip the part about completing my profile since I think it's unnecessary. It basically asks for your preference pertaining to the format such as ebooks and audiobooks and the favorite genre. Okay, now we can actually search for a book by hitting this icon. Let's enter the book title. And there it is, Keep Going by Austin Kleon. I just want to point out that some of the books are unavailable to borrow, and for those, you can request to place a hold. But in this case, we're lucky, so let's select Borrow. Here we see that we can borrow this book for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. I'm going to choose the 3 weeks option. As soon as I hit Borrow, we have the option to read now with Kindle. And that takes us to the Amazon page where we can send the book to Kindle device of our choice. This is the same as if we were to have purchased the book directly from Amazon. And if I go to my Kindle device, you can see that the book is waiting for me. How about for audiobooks? From the Overdrive main page, we can search for books and it'll tell us whether it's an ebook or an audiobook. We have an audiobook example on this main page, so let's just select it. Just as before, let's select Borrow. It's giving us the option to download as MP3 or listen in our browser. When we try to download, it tells us that we need the Overdrive app to listen to this. And I think it's safe to assume that most of us will prefer to listen to the audiobook from our mobile devices rather than from our PC. So I'm going to cancel out of this screen and show you how you can retrieve this audiobook and your ebooks for that matter from your mobile device. I'll show it to you from my iPad just so that the screen is bigger, but this works the same on your iPhone and similar on your Android device. Go to the App Store and search for Libby by Overdrive. Then hit Open. Select Yes when asked if we have a library card. Select Search for a library. If you select Guess My Library, it's going to use your location to find nearby libraries. I'm going to search it on my own. I'll type in New York Public Library, then select enter library account details. Enter my library card number, hit next, then my PIN number, then sign in. For my preference, I'm going to select that yes, I read with Kindle. Now, if I choose this book icon below, I see both the ebook and the audiobook that we borrowed today, along with an audiobook that I borrowed yesterday. If I click on Open Audiobook, we get this media player. One thing I often do is speed up the audio so that I can go through the book more quickly. And now that we have the account set up, we can search for new books directly from here. So that's how you can borrow Kindle ebooks and audiobooks for free. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks and bye for now.